Hi, my name is Kirk Williamson, and I'm the art director for Windy City Media Group and the editor for Nightspots Magazine in Chicago. And I would like to read an essay entitled Wait Till the Facts Are In, which I wrote as a special feature we are doing in the October 13th issue of Windy City Times on teen bullying and LGBT suicides. The biggest problem with being young is just that you're young. When you're 13 or 14, there is precious little hindsight or opportunity for retrospect. While it's a bit cliched that with age comes wisdom, it's true in the sense that with experience comes wisdom. And at that age, you are only just beginning to experience the world in an independent sense. You haven't necessarily been equipped with all the tools you'll need to deal with some of life's most pressing issues. Unfortunately, it's also at that age that these issues begin to press, and press hard. I first became aware of my sexuality around the age of 11. I had begun to fantasize about other boys in my class. And while I never made this known to anyone, I carried on my fantasies with no hint of shame. I had no idea that these fantasies were sexual in nature. I had been raised to believe, to know, rather, that boys will be attracted to girls at some magical crossroads called puberty. Therefore, I knew that sex was something between a man and a woman, and I knew that when I became a man, I would have sexual feelings towards women. If I knew then what I know now. I finally put two and two together after reading some horrible little book brought home in earnest by my mother. It was one of those everything you need to know about your changing body with a Christ focus books printed to assuage teenage confusion. It only served to exacerbate mine. I remember two passages most clearly. The first was a frank description of sex, complete with body parts this and engorged that. It didn't take me long to draw the connection between what this book was describing and what I had been doing in the locked bathroom while dreaming about overnight stays with my school chums. The second passage is the one that struck me the hardest. In this 200-page book, chock full of everything I would need to know on my journey into adult Christian sexual expression, there were exactly two sentences on homosexuality. And trust me, I did a thorough search. Paraphrase slightly. These two sentences were, homosexuality is a terrible condition in which people are attracted to those of the same sex. But you don't need to worry about this because it rarely happens to good Christians. Great. Now not only do I have a condition, but I'm a bad Christian. I never chose to be who I am. I merely came to the knowledge that I am who I am. I never sat down and planned to be gay. I was taught that if you chose to be gay, you would have to suffer the hellfire consequences of that choice. Fair enough, I thought a blazing eternity was sufficient impetus for me to make the right choices. But I never chose this. How was it fair that I was facing the ultimate punishment for something over which I had no choice? My logic then, with all the knowledge I had, was sound. I must just be a bad person. Meanwhile, the bullying at school only served to further that hypothesis. It was becoming quite clear that, at the very least, I was not like the other boys, and they spared no opportunity to remind me of that fact. All I knew about being gay I learned from the misguided passages in that adolescent tract from Focus on the Family, and from the mocking tone of the voices that accompanied all my newly acquired nicknames such as faggot and cocksucker. I wasn't sure who I was yet as a person, but I knew I did not want to be who I was turning out to be. And that's the main problem with being young. All the facts are not in yet. I was convinced at that time that I was innately evil and flawed, and I really truly did not want to live. While I never did anything about it, thank God, I clearly recall a certain staircase in my high school. It was 3 stories high and spiraled around an open area that went straight down to the first floor. Many times I figured it would be easier to jump from the railing and plunge headfirst into the speckled green linoleum than to face the taunts and teasing I received because of something deep inside that I hated as much as the teasers and taunters did. But something told me to hold on. It was not Jesus. It was not social or familial responsibility. It was not even fear. It was the feeling that some way, somehow, things might get better. And they did. Things got much better. Not just for me. Now that I am older and the facts are in, for the most part, I live my life as an out, proud gay man. I'm the art director of a gay newspaper and the editor of a gay magazine. Every morning I report to work, I am proclaiming, I am here, I am queer, let's get the job done. I know that God does not hate me. The truth is quite the opposite. I know that I am happy, healthy, fulfilled, and fabulous. While I am not particularly religious, I still live by the basic tenets of good faith, generosity, kindness, caring, humility, and love. And above all else, I know that I am extremely glad that I held on. Had I not, I could not be writing this essay in the knowledge that just perhaps one set of young gay or lesbian eyes might see or hear these words and have that same glimmer of hope for a better future that made me who I am today.